guys, and welcome to this week's Mental Monday. Talk about something that is pretty serious, something I've been seeing on my Facebook newsfeed a lot, and I just kind of wanted to take the opportunity to talk about a subject that I feel is very, very important. Kind of give my 2 cents. So, there has been a news story all over Facebook and Twitter and just every media form out there about the Stanford trial. If you're not aware of what that is, a Stanford student named Brock Turner was tried and convicted of sexual assault. There were eyewitnesses, he was convicted, there was no question of his guilt, and the convicting judge gave him 6 months with probation for sexual assault. Now, I don't know all the details, and I don't want to comment too directly on the actual trial or any of that. That is disturbing to me, but want to take the opportunity to talk about victim shaming and gaslighting. I have seen on social media a huge response using those terms. More victim shaming than gaslighting, but to me they're interchangeable. A lot of people have been very upset and called it victim shaming, and a lot of people have been calling out victim shaming, and I've seen it used more. So I want to talk about the impact and the growing problem of victim shaming and gaslighting in our society. Victim shaming or victim blaming is where the responsibility is put on the person that was attacked or hurt in some way, that was the victim in that situation, through statements like, "She was really drunk," or "Did you see what she was wearing?" or "how she was acting," basically sending the message that she was asking for it. And how did you expect him to respond? On the other hand of that is gaslighting. Gaslighting is defined as manipulating someone by psychological means into questioning their own sanity. Now, I have experienced this one personally before, and I feel like they go hand in hand. Turning it on the victim and saying, "What did you do? What did you do that made him do that? And is it really as bad as you think it is? Or was he really abusive?" Not only have I seen these type of things in sexual assault cases, but I'm more and more seeing this in domestic violence cases. Well, what did you do to make him mad? You know, he never acts like this with anybody else. Or was it really abuse? Did he really hit you? Did he really hit you that badly? Did he really mean to? All of these things I feel like in our society have been getting worse and worse, where the accountability to the attacker or abuser is getting shifted into, what did you do to cause him to act that way? Or her, because it can go both ways. I actually did not hear about gaslighting in my psychology classes. I learned about it through the internet. So, my biggest point I want to make with this video is that that's the reason victims are so scared to come forward. That's why abused spouses are scared of running or of trying to get help, because if they can't get away quick enough and the help they're trying to get isn't helpful enough, their abuser could kill them before they're ever able to get away, and that just furthers his anger. I watched a documentary a couple months ago called The Hunting Ground. It's on Netflix. It's about sexual assault in college campuses and how colleges have been responding to it, and the lack thereof a response for the most part. The fear that victims feel for telling somebody what has gone on is just getting exacerbated by the fact that when they do, they're blamed for it. Or their accuser only gets 6 months with probation anyways, so they're only safe for 6 months. Or the cops push paperwork and say, "Get a restraining order," and expect that piece of paper to help them. Granted, there is another side to it, that piece of paper gives the cops legal ability to arrest him if he comes anywhere close. But from a victim's standpoint, I understand why they would feel very scared to come forward and very hesitant that help is really gonna make a difference. I feel like this is something we as a society really need to work on. Emotional reactions aren't gonna help. I'm not majorly detailed about the trial itself. I want to focus on the problems that we have. There is a major concern for false accusations and ruining somebody's life when they did not commit that crime. And I absolutely do not want to forget that. I think there needs to be balance on both sides. I think the system is broken for being able to navigate these circumstances that are so volatile and so circumstantial. I myself have friends that have gone through being the victim in many different types of situations, and I know my heart breaks every time they have told me the system failed me, or they weren't even trying to get help because they knew it wasn't gonna be real help. There are good attempts and there's maybe a good foundation, but the details need to be fleshed out. And the intentions are good, but we need to be open to how to change it to be able to make it work better, because there are people being imprisoned for crimes they're not committing, and there are people that are being let go for fear of imprisoning someone that's not guilty, and then they're able to abuse and assault other people in the meantime, and the victims just feel scared to come forward at all. I myself am not a victim of sexual assault or domestic violence, but this is something that has always been very close to my heart. I have friends that have been victims of those, and I really pray that we can figure out the broken pieces of the system and get everybody the help they need. If you are a victim and you need somebody to share with, I would encourage you to do so, no matter what avenue that is. And if you have a story you would like to share, feel absolutely free to leave them in the comments. I want anyone that is a victim to know you are not alone. Though it may feel like it, you have people that care about you, and there are many people that would love the opportunity to help you. I hope this was not too depressing. You know, it is a very serious topic and I wanted to treat it with the respect it deserves. Feel free to leave any thoughts or questions below. I would love to hear them. I hope this video helped you in some way. I hope it encouraged you and gave you a little confidence and power to stand on your own 2 feet and stand up for what's right. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and it encouraged and helped you. Please share it with everybody. Get the message out there and the conversation going. And if you are not already subscribed, please click subscribe so you can see when the next video comes out. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!